ambitions is a rider.
Hey. Hello and welcome back to the Guilty Geeks podcast. Today we're joined by Denis Frimpong. Dennis, thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for having me, mate. Appreciate it.
No problem. Let's jump straight into it. How did you get into MMA?
Fucking hell, straight in. How did I get into MMA? I've always been into MMA, in terms of being a fan of it. And it was only really when I seen Connor start coming up. I think when Connor beat Chad Mendes is when I was like, oh, this is something that's realistic. But I didn't really get into MMA at that point. I sort of got into just jiu-jitsu because I felt like I was a bit too old for it, for MMA. And after doing jiu-jitsu for a little bit, I kind of got a bit disillusioned with it. Didn't find it cured the itch enough of a want for a scrap, like a want to fight someone. It cured it for a bit, but it wasn't enough. And then during COVID, I started doing Thai quite seriously, and started training with some MMA guys, and then just one thing just led to another. I ended up having an MMA fight towards the end of COVID, and then yeah.
Well, you look at your amateur career. You picked up wins over Solomon Simon, Chris Morris, Aaron McDonald, and I think the Solomon Simon fight you were only competing for about a year then at that point, wasn't it?
I don't even think it was a year. I think I fought him in June 2022, and I had started, yeah, just under a year. So probably about 10 months I'd been doing MMA. And really, I mean, I'd had my amateur debut 10 months before that, but at the time, my first two amateur fights, I didn't train MMA. I was training Muay Thai in DCA, and I was doing Jiu-Jitsu at East Coast Jiu-Jitsu Academy in the Gi. So I was just doing them separate and then just putting them together myself, kind of thing. It was only really when I moved to the UK that I started training in an MMA gym and doing MMA sessions and wrestling and cage work and all these other things.
And what was the decision to move over to the UK?
Just a few different things. Obviously, COVID at the time, the rules were quite strict still in Ireland, and in the UK they chilled out a bit. I got a pretty decent job offer at the time. I worked full time in sales, so I got a pretty decent job offer over here. The rent was getting absolutely ridiculous in Dublin, and in Manchester I found a pretty nice place for a lot cheaper. Um, I broke up with my ex at the time, my missus, but yeah, my ex, and just needed a bit of a new environment, and also just wanted to start training MMA. So there was a culmination of a load of different things. I felt like I needed a change of environment and stuff as well, you know.
And quite quickly after that, you jumped onto obviously Octagon and really made your face there. How did that opportunity come about?
Just my manager at the time got onto me. Obviously, my good mate Shem had just signed with them. Um, and he said he was going to be a coach on the show. Um, they were doing this Ireland versus England sort of tough thing, and I jumped on it. I went to what would you call it, like a sort of meet and greet thing, and did an interview with them and stuff like that. And I seen the other guys that were going to be on. Obviously, at the time, George Staines wasn't there at that interview. Um, but I fancied my chances. And who knows, maybe if George Staines had been there, I might have said, yeah, that's the fucking tough fight, and I might not have done it. I probably would still have done it, to be fair. It would have been a bit of crack. And you've got to bet on yourself always, haven't you? Even if you're fighting one of the best guys coming out of a region. But yeah, that just came about that way, and then I said, let me make the most of the opportunity, get to be on Channel 4 and all this kind of stuff. So yeah.
You really did make the most of the opportunity because it was, as you said, like the kind of reference there, the tough. I feel like it's kind of the most exciting show from MMA in a long time. Like, yes, obviously the Irish and the UK rivalry was a big talking point, and then also you yourself on the show, you were kind of the villain figure. How did that come about? Was that a bit of an actor? Just you just
Um,
wanted to run through them?
no, obviously I am the menace, and I had been a bit of a villain figure anyway in my amateur career. Um, and then obviously to add to it, you're in a house with a load of people that you're going to be fighting. You're dieting. I mean, I was dieting. I'm quite a big lightweight, so some of the guys weren't dieting as hard, but I was dieting quite hard while I was over there for weeks. Like on low calories and trying to maintain my weight. And then on top of that, you have like reality TV isn't what people think. You have producers behind the camera. When the
Mm.
cameras aren't rolling, that are sort of going, yeah, guys, we haven't done anything in a couple of days. We need to, you know, make some drama. Um, so yeah, they were kind of prodding us a little bit, like, yeah, play some tricks on them, play some pranks on them. So it was a bit of all sorts, to be honest. Like, but also, I just wanted to get in the heads of the guys I was fighting. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, mind games are a big thing. The mind is a big weapon in fighting, and I just think maybe I did get in the heads of a couple of the opponents whilst I was over there.
Oh, you definitely got in Haskins' head anyway. See, he was raging the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely affected him. I don't know if it affected his performance, but yeah, like I definitely had him rattled.
Yeah. And yeah, as you said there about you obviously fought George, but you look at your whole kind of career, you've only fought really the best. You've not fought any cans. Like you're fighting, like even in Octagon, Callum Mullen, all them boys. Like it's not like you're going for a boy who's like 2-8. You're going for boys who are 6-2, 8-0, 5-0. You're really pushing that kind of hard narrative. You're not taking the easy road.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue maybe my easiest fight in Octagon has been, on paper has been maybe Jan Siraki,
Mm.
and he was like I think 13-15 or 13-16, but at the time I was like 0-2, and very early in my career, and he still had like fucking 30 pro fights, so like that's a lot of experience. And he'd beaten some good guys. Like he'd lost to a lot of good guys, but he had beaten some good guys also. So it was one of them, and that was probably my easiest fight. I don't think I was supposed to win that fight. Um, and I do believe that, unlike some of the guys in Octagon, your Freddie Voskrons and your Alina Dalaslans, and there's some people in Octagon that obviously sell tickets, so they obviously get a bit of a layup. They obviously get like some, oh, here's this, like, you know, I won't say shit guy because everyone's coming in there to sort of win. No one's coming in there to get beat. But there's some guys that are getting, they're getting put up against talented fighters, like, and fucking hell, get me some of these guys. Do you know what I mean? Get me some of these easy fights. It's not that I don't want easy fights, mate. At this point I'm at now, I've had me hard fights. I want a couple. I want a couple fucking layups. Do you know what I mean? Just give me a couple easy fights. Let me smash some heads in, get a couple nice knockouts, and then we can get back into fighting the hard guys. You know what I mean? But I've just had a string of fucking hard fights there the last while. I've had wars, and yeah, I think it's starting to catch up on my body a little bit.
You're definitely against the grain because normally, as you said, they do kind of get the more favorable matchups, and it seems like every time you fight, it's a dog fight. Like there's definitely no favors being had for you there. Like, have you obviously you're on the comeback now? Have you anyone in mind that you want or?
Um, right now, like I don't even know if I'm in a position to call anyone out. Um, I mean, yeah, like I said, just I want the easiest fight for the most money. Do you know what I mean? I want someone, not even an easy fight. I just want someone that's like not an absolute killer. I've been fighting fucking ranked guys now, you know, or like guys right in the mix for the rankings and late notice replacements and all sorts. Like I just want someone that's going to be like, it's going to come and stand and bang, but isn't fucking, 16, 17 fights deep into their career. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had 12 pro fights now. but fucking hell, I'm only a pro the last 3 years, and like I'm only doing MMA about four and a half, just under 5 years. So get me someone that's been doing MMA the same time as me, like the same length of time as me. You know what I mean? Like I don't want someone that's been doing MMA since 2012 or fucking, you know what I mean? Like I've been fighting all these guys that I've been fighting since fucking God knows, since before I even knew what MMA training was. So yeah, get me some of them guys.
We've got a viewer's question for you here. What's the biggest animal you think you can take in a scrap?
Mate, I've had this conversation in the gym. People will be very surprised, but I don't think I could take. And as a trained fighter, like I think the biggest animal I could take out in a fight, other than like a large human being, um, probably like a fucking big dog or like a lynx or something. Do you know what I mean? Badger. Like people forget how different animals are to human beings. You start getting into the realms of like even a fucking deer, bro. Like a fucking deer would kick your ribs out. Like it's yeah. People that think they could take on kangaroos and all these other things are deluded. To be honest.
It is a bit of a mad one, like sure, there's a lot of debate across different people and different
Yeah,
things.
I
I
don't
think the
know, man. I just like you see animals fight each other and that, or like you watch that like fucking hell, man. Even like a cheetah. A cheetah's not that big, bro, but a cheetah would fuck a human right up. They've got claws. They've got you know what I mean. They basically have knives. Like we have little fingers and we're basically like a flesh bag. We're not really that durable, to be honest.
I seen a great one the other day. Somebody was on about it, and they said they reckon they could take out an alligator, but then they didn't specify how big the alligator was. So the next week, he was in a wee pet shop in Florida picking up one of the gators. That wee small fuckers like that.
Yeah, but they're small. Like I mean, I think yeah. I mean, I could probably take out like a 120 kilo bloke. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I could take out a relatively big human being that hasn't trained. But I don't know. When it comes to animals, bro, they're just different. We've put all our fucking skill points into intellect and intelligence and teamwork, and they've put all their skill points into straight like fucking animal instincts. So
And then we've got one last viewer question for you there too. Now, obviously, you're the villain of Octagon, the menace, as you said. What super villain would you be if you got to play one in a movie?
what supervillain would I be? Fucking hell. Probably the Joker, man. The Joker's like the ultimate supervillain, isn't he? Like, he's just on it all the time. He never goes away. He's always coming back. You know what I mean? But
That's perfect. Thank you so much for coming on, mate. And if you have any socials or anything you want to shout out, fire away.
yeah, just obviously my Instagram, my YouTube, new vlog episode coming out soon, and my TikTok, even though I don't use it very much. But yeah,
Thank you so much for your time, mate. Really appreciate you coming on.
nice one, lad. Appreciate it.
Hey, ambitions is a rider. Hey.